What happens when you take the most chaotic superhero spin-off ever, turn the dial to 11, and throw in even more blood, politics, and full frontal insanity? You get Gen V Season 2. And trust me, this season is not holding back. The opening episode wastes no time reminding us why this show is such a hit. Godolkin University is no longer the place where kids just train to be superheroes. It's now a full-on breeding ground for soup supremacists under the terrifying new dean, Cipher. And yes, Hamish Linklater nails the role so hard it's almost uncomfortable to watch. From the first scene, you feel the tension building. Humans are being pushed aside, the frat soups are drunk on power, and our heroes, Emma, Marie, and Jordan, are right in the middle of this terrifying new order. But just when you think things can't get darker, the show drops its first big shock. Emma, finally free from Elmira, is forced to smile for the cameras and deliver VOT-approved propaganda. And you can feel every ounce of her frustration boiling under the surface. Jordan isn't buying any of it either. Their suspicions about Dean Cipher kickstart the season's central mystery. Who is this guy really? And why does it feel like he's been pulling the strings from the very start? Meanwhile, Marie is still on the run, dealing with the fallout of being framed by Homelander at the end of last season. And speaking of Homelander, even though he doesn't show up much, his shadow looms over the entire series. Every character feels like they're just one bad day away from becoming another one of his victims. And then there's the tone, equal parts hilarious and horrifying. One minute you're laughing at a ridiculous VOT commercial, and the next, someone's head is exploding. But let's talk about the thing everyone's been tweeting about, the gratuitous male full frontal scenes. Yes, they're back. Yes, they're ridiculous. And yes, they are 100% in your face. Literally. The show leans into its shock value with confidence, proving once again that Gen V is not afraid to go where other superhero shows won't. But beneath the outrageous nudity and gore is a sharp commentary on power, oppression, and how corporations manipulate public opinion. Dean Cipher is more than just a creepy administrator. He represents the darker side of institutional control, grooming young soups to believe that humans are inferior. This plotline gives the show its teeth this season, turning Godolkin into a pressure cooker that feels ready to explode. And explode it does, in more ways than one. By the second episode, the campus is already a war zone, and tensions between soups and humans are at a breaking point. Emma and Jordan take center stage this season, and Lizzie Broadway completely kills it as Emma. Her character arc is one of the best parts of the show, going from reluctant participant to someone who realizes she has to stand up against the system. Jordan's distrust of Cipher grows with every episode, and their chemistry with Emma continues to be a highlight. Meanwhile, Marie's journey feels darker, more isolated, and sets her up for what might be the most important confrontation in the finale. The writers do a great job of balancing comedy with dread. Like, one minute you've got a hilarious scene about soup-branded energy drinks, and the next you're watching a brutal interrogation scene that makes your skin crawl. It's this whiplash that keeps you hooked. But just when you start to think you know where the story is going, Gen V throws you a curveball that completely changes the stakes. Cipher's true motives start to come into focus, and they are even more disturbing than we thought. It turns out he's not just running Godolkin. He's been part of a much larger experiment that dates back to the woods. Remember that secret torture facility from Season 1? Yeah, turns out Cipher had a hand in that. This revelation sets off a chain reaction that brings back some familiar faces and forces Emma, Jordan, and Marie to decide whether they're willing to risk everything to stop him. And because this is Gen V, the show delivers this revelation in the most insane way possible, with blood, explosions, and one of the most graphic soup fights we've ever seen. By the midpoint of the season, It feels like all-out war is inevitable, and the students are forced to pick a side. And then, just to crank up the tension even more, the series drops one of its most shocking deaths yet. Yes, a major character bites the dust this season, and it's not who you think. The death is brutal, gory, and emotionally devastating, reminding us that in this universe, no one is safe. It also sends Emma into a full spiral, leading to one of the most jaw-dropping, big-form scenes yet. The visual effects team really outdid themselves this season, making Emma's transformations feel both terrifying and heartbreaking. Jordan, meanwhile, takes a more strategic approach, digging deeper into Cipher's past and uncovering a connection to Vought that even they didn't see coming. As the pieces start to fall into place, you realize that the finale is going to be an absolute bloodbath. But what makes Gen V so good is that even in the middle of all this chaos, the characters still have moments of vulnerability, humor, and heart, making the stakes feel very, very real. The build-up to the finale is pure tension. Humans are staging protests on campus, Cipher's soup loyalists are cracking down hard, and Vought is using the chaos to push their own agenda. Marie is forced to make a choice: stay hidden or step into the spotlight as the voice of resistance. Emma and Jordan finally confront Cipher face to face, and what happens next is one of the best scenes of the entire series. Hamish Linklater absolutely crushes it as Cipher, oozing menace while delivering a monologue that sends chills down your spine. The show doesn't shy away from political parallels either. If you've been paying attention, you'll catch some very pointed commentary about real-world authoritarianism. And just when you think this is all leading to a predictable big showdown, Gen V twists the knife one more time with a shocking betrayal that no one saw coming. And then we get to the finale, and wow, what a finale it is. The last episode is an all-out war between Cipher's forces and our heroes, packed with some of the best action choreography the series has ever delivered. It's bloody, it's messy, and it's completely unhinged, exactly what fans wanted. Without spoiling too much, let's just say the ending leaves things wide open for Season 3 while giving us just enough closure to feel satisfying. Emma and Jordan's arcs hit emotional payoffs, Marie steps fully into her power, and Cipher gets the kind of ending that fans are going to be debating for months. And yes, the show finds room for one last outrageous gag that will have you laughing through the credits. Gen V Season 2 proves that this spin-off isn't just riding the boys' coattails. It's carving out its own identity, and it's wilder, bloodier, and bolder than ever.